Good morning. Today on Spotlight, the last-minute countdown to Tuesday's important November 5th Election Day. The political parties have pulled out all the stops in their sprint to the finish line. Who will decide the winners and losers? We'll ask our guests. For the Democrats, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer and former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg. For the Republicans, former Michigan Congressman, former U.S. Ambassador to the Netherlands, and now chair of the Michigan Republican Party, the Honorable Pete Hoekstra. It's Sunday, November the 3rd. I'm Chuck Stokes, and this is Spotlight. Governor, thanks for sitting down with us today on Spotlight here at UAW 1 in Warren, Michigan, Macomb County. You spoke to the crowd today, and you spoke with Linda Carter, who we all know as Wonder Woman. So my question is, after Tuesday, are they going to be saying, in addition to your True Gretch title, they're going to start calling you Wonder Woman?
You know what, this election's about so much more than any one of us, right? And I think that's why hanging out, spending some time here with our team in Macomb County is really important. The people in Macomb matter to you know, the outcome of this election. The state of Michigan is going to have a disproportionate impact on the outcome of this election, and that's why the whole world's descending on us. I'm grateful that someone like Linda Carter is spending a little time with us on the bus today. But it's all because Michigan voices matter, and we're going to play a huge role in the outcome of this election.
Everybody's talking about Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. How much pressure is that putting on you as the sitting governor? Because a lot of people are saying they expect you and Josh Shapiro and Tony Evers to deliver your state's blue.
Well, the good news is, you know, these states have got governors who've been working hard. We get things done. I say it a little more colorfully, but, you know, I know your audience on Sundays maybe clean it up a little bit. But, you know, we deliver. We know you got to work across the aisle in order to improve the quality of people's lives, because you got to get things done. As the chief executive, I don't have the luxury of just taking positions on issues. I got to deliver. I need a partner in Washington, D.C. that cares about Michigan. And I think right now you can see the stark difference between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. He comes in here, he denigrates the city of Detroit, he insults auto workers. You know, we are here at the UAW in Macomb County. He says that children can do their jobs. You know, it's just insulting. It's the divisive politics versus Kamala Harris, who is coming to Michigan. She sees us, she's lived lives like ours. She'd be a great partner for the state of Michigan and for the people of Michigan, most importantly. And that's why I think it's really important that we not take anyone for granted, that we show up in all places, even places that look red on a political map, because Michigan voters matter. We've won this state a couple of times, you know, in an overwhelming way, yet it's going to be close, and we don't take anyone for granted.
You mentioned outside the importance of the ground game. We're talking 48 hours before this is all said and done. What's going to be the secret weapon for Democrats in the ground game? Is it going to be the history that we're looking at in this place with union members? Is it going to be women? Is it going to be African Americans? Is it going to be something else?
You know what? I think it could be all of the above, and it could be a slim margin in all those ways. But that's why having a candidate who's got receipts on the issues that matter, whether it is supporting organized labor or it is fighting for women's fundamental freedoms. Kamala Harris is the candidate, whether it is our youth voters, right, who care about climate and common sense gun safety and affordable housing. Kamala Harris is a superior candidate on all of these issues. And so there's something for everyone to look at the Harris-Walz administration and see that they're going to fight for us versus, you know, the alternative, which is focused on grievance and self-serving. We've got other folks who are real, true public servants, and I think that's why people are going to gravitate toward Harris and Walz, even in the last 48 hours.
If you run into somebody who still says, I'm undecided, I just can't make up my mind, I go back and forth, sometimes I vote Democrat, sometimes I vote Republican. Governor, give me one major reason I should check the box for Democrats versus Republicans.
Well, I talk to voters like that all the time. And my first question is, what's important to you? And sometimes they'll say, you know, I'm exhausted by the gun violence playing out in this country every day. then I'll tell them why Kamala Harris and her vision and plan for America is reflective of what we've done here in Michigan. Common sense gun safety measures. Doesn't mean we're taking away everyone's guns. It means that we're going to do some things that we know will improve safety. Or is it climate? Is it the ability to negotiate for good terms in your employment? Is it reproductive rights? Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, compared to Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, are better on all of those issues, but understanding what it matters to that in particular voter. I'm grateful that someone like Fred Upton, longtime Republican congressperson, someone like Rusty Hills, who used to be the head of the Michigan GOP, have embraced and endorsed Kamala Harris for a variety of reasons. There's a place at the table for every person. You don't have to buy into the Harris-Walz agenda 100%. In fact, most Democrats don't. But there's a seat at the table if you want government that works hard, that represents you, and cares about you.
If you look at the Republican Party of Michigan website, it's not just about beating Kamala Harris, and it's not just about beating Alyssa Slotkin. If you stroll down at the bottom, it says stop the Whitmer agenda. In their minds, this race is all about you, or a large part about you, that they see this blue wave of power in Lansing and they say enough is enough.
I won by almost 11 points. You don't win by 11 points in a state like this without a lot of Republicans supporting you and a lot of independents supporting you. And I'm grateful for that. As governor, my oath is to the people of Michigan, whether you voted for me or not. I think we've delivered on an agenda that the people of Michigan said they wanted by electing me by 11 points, and I'm proud of that. I'm always going to make a seat at the table for people who don't see eye to eye with me, and I think that's why Kamala Harris is so different than Donald Trump. He looks at people who don't agree with him as enemies. He insults people who don't agree with him. We welcome people who don't agree with us to the table, because here's what I know. We're better. I make better decisions if I'm hearing from people who have different perspectives. That's why empowered representation matters, and that includes conservative voices, that includes rural voices, that includes people who, seemingly don't have a lot in common with me. I'm learning when we have that kind of a debate, and I think Kamala Harris values that. And that's why, to my Republican and independent Michiganders, or people who don't know if their voices matter, they do, and you've got a seat at the table if Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are elected.
We know that this has been awfully partisan, a lot of name calling. Does it make your job and the Democrats' job a lot harder trying to get those independents when the sitting president of the United States refers to the Republican Party as garbage?
Well, you know what, I know that that's not what he intended to say, but it is what he said, and it's not helpful, to be honest. But anyone who has observed Joe Biden over the course of his, many decades in public service knows that he makes gaffes on occasion. He's not our candidate. Kamala Harris is. And that's why I think we really need to pay attention to what she says. And she says every person, whether you agree with her or not, matters to her. You juxtapose that with what Donald Trump and his allies say every single day. Insulting Detroiters, insulting auto workers, insulting Puerto Ricans, insulting anyone who doesn't, look and sound like him. He doesn't value them. That's absolutely opposite of what Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are, who they are and what they're going to do as the next president and vice president.
When all is said and done, that this election will be fair and secure.
Yes. We've got clerks all across the state, Republican, independent, nonpartisan, and Democratic clerks. They work hard every day.
Wednesday morning, November the 6th, what will the headlines say?
Well, that Michigan count came in. That's a big advantage. That's a big improvement. That's a big improvement from just a few years ago when we didn't permit pre-processing. And so I think that will give Michiganders confidence. I think Kamala Harris and Tim Walz will win this election, but I think it's going to be close.
Coming up, former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg, thank you so much for joining us today on Spotlight. It's a pleasure having you. We should emphasize that It's our pleasure. We should emphasize that we're interviewing you this morning in your personal capacity in respect to the Hatch Act and not as an official of the Biden administration. 48 hours to go before this is all over with in some way, shape, or form. What could you possibly say to that person that may not be decided at this point to vote for Kamala Harris?
Well, I think at this point we've talked through so many of the issues, her commitment to restoring reproductive freedoms that Donald Trump took away, her belief in a tax and economic policy that's fair and not just for the wealthiest. But I think now we've reached a point where some of the voters we're talking to are actually voters who, more than anything else, just want to get politics out of our face. And I actually, even somebody like me who lives and breathes this stuff, I'm starting to feel the same way. So part of our closing argument is that a vote for Kamala Harris is a vote for things to be a little more normal in this country, to not feel like the news is punching you in the face every day, to actually be able to put politics and those political personalities on the back burner in a way that really hasn't felt possible in the last 10 years, ever since Donald Trump became a candidate and then a president and then a candidate again.
Bill Clinton used to say, it's the economy, stupid. Is it still about the economy in this race, or is it more about immigration and the fear of diversity in America?
I think the economy still looms large, and the economic message that we continue to get out there is that we need somebody who cares about you and will make things more affordable for you. Remember, of all the promises that Donald Trump made about the economy the first time around, the only economic promise he actually kept was the one about cutting taxes for the rich. So that gives you a pretty good idea of what he would do if he took power again.
She has said that this race is about the future, even though there are some people who say, no, it's really about the past. What do you believe she would do as president to make a better future?
Well, I think about the future a lot, especially now that we're raising our children in Michigan. I think about them having a future where the economy is fair. I think about how important it is for my daughter to have more rights and not less rights than her grandmother. And I think about a future where they can live in a healthy democracy, where we talk about our differences, we have our arguments, but not having, the President of the United States threatening to pull licenses for TV stations that air programming that he disagrees with, or put people in prison because they've criticized him. That's not the kind of future I want my kids to grow up in. It seems that she's focused on our future, and he's focused more than anything else on his own past and this agenda of retribution.
You were the 32nd mayor of South Bend, Indiana. As you just said, you now live with your family here in the great state of Michigan. What do you see as the key differences between those states?
The mix of cities, farmland, and a proud industrial tradition. One of the things I think about is the moment we're in terms of the record factory investment. We haven't had this many factories being built at any point in my lifetime. And that's true both in northern Indiana, where I grew up, and around Michigan.
Do you believe that women will decide this race? And we certainly have heard talk about the fact that males may be a problem for Vice President Kamala Harris.
Donald Trump took away their right to choose. That's the only other major campaign promise that he kept. He said that he would demolish the right to choose, and that's exactly what he did. And for that and many other reasons, women are fired up.
Any truth to the rumor that you would like to one day run to become governor of the great state of Michigan?
Right now I'm totally focused on the task at hand. We've just got literally hours remaining before this incredibly important election. And past that, we'll see what the future holds.
All right, that's not a flat out no, right?
Not even getting the yeses and nos right now, just getting to the work in front of us.
Up next on Spotlight, the leader of the Michigan Republican Party, the Honorable Pete Hoekstra. Mr. Chairman, thanks for joining us today on Spotlight. You're doing okay?
I'm doing just great. Just a couple of days to go, and it will be over.
I tell you, from your lips to God's ears. All right.
Right.
Prediction. Say it's Wednesday morning, November the 6th. What are the headlines going to say?
The headlines are going to read, Donald Trump, next president. Mike Rogers goes to the U.S. Senate.
All right. If the headlines say that, then we may have to give you another title. You've already had U.S. Congressman, you've had U.S. Ambassador, now you're chair of the Michigan GOP. They may have to add Saint to that, given the fact that your party was in shambles when you took it over a few months back.
They may have to add another title to it, but that'll be a decision by Donald Trump and his team. I'm ready to serve the president in whatever capacity, whether it's dog catcher or something else, beginning on Wednesday. But that's a Trump call. And right now, we're still focused on bringing this election home, running through the finish line.
What do you see as the future of Michigan if Donald Trump gets reelected president? Because the other side is saying that it will be doom and gloom and nothing but retribution.
Absolutely not. I've spent a lot of time talking with the president about Michigan. He loves Michigan. He loves places that build things. That's who we are. He loves cars. I see a Trump administration investing heavily in what he has talked about, making Michigan the automobile capital, not of America, but of the world one more time.
Were you disappointed when you heard him speak at the Detroit Economic Club and make the reference to Detroit that he made that went all around the world, not just this state?
Yeah, I know what the president was thinking. It didn't come out necessarily the way that I would have wanted it to, but this guy loves Detroit. He loves the union workers in this state. He's connecting with the African American people in Detroit. I was disappointed, but I know what he meant, and I know what his view and his vision for Detroit and Michigan are, and it's very, very positive. We are the furthest thing away from doom and gloom. It's a very positive outlook.
What's going to be the deciding issues for voters who haven't already made up their mind? They may still be sitting on the fence.
I think it's going to be about the economy, inflation. I think it's going to be about the future of the auto industry here in Michigan. Electric vehicles are letting people decide on their own what they want to buy. And I think some of the late deciders, we're seeing this in the Muslim community, the Arab community, the outreach that President Trump and his team have made, I think, successfully into that community, the outreach to the UAW workers and promising them a very positive future moving forward. I think those are some of the swing voters and undecideds that we're reaching out to in these last few days.
What do you see and what do you think will be the deciding factors to give Mike Rogers an edge over Alyssa Slotkin?
I think it's going to be the same kind of issues. It's the economy. It's about the automobile industry. That's taken a lot of, a center stage. I also think it's, who makes the fewest mistakes in the last, in the last week. I mean, President Biden on Tuesday evening stepped all over Kamala Harris's, final pitch when he called, half of Americans, he called them garbage. That's not a great place for the president to be. And, this past Wednesday to watch Kamala Harris spending almost the whole day trying to walk that comment back or explain exactly how she felt about it. I think even Senate candidate Slotkin had to come back and say, and explain that and how she thought that was an inappropriate statement by the president.
Has there been too much name calling on both sides of the fence? If you have people making disparaging comments about Puerto Ricans on the Republican side, and as you say on the Democratic side, the sitting president of the United States making a reference to a large political party as garbage. Is there just too much of this?
Well, I think there is too much of it, but I mean, it's a big difference between having a comedian trying to make a joke about Puerto Rico that falls flat versus, the sitting president calling people, a certain segment of voters garbage, or somebody like our governor making fun of what we perceive to be communion.
We'll be right back. Stay with us. Mr. Chairman, on your website, as you scroll down the website, it says emblazoned, "Stop Whitmer Agenda, Take Back the House." Is this also a campaign not so much about the presidential race and even the Senate race? It's about Michigan, and it's about trying to win back the state legislature, because right now there's a sea of blue there in leadership.
Oh, no, that's exactly right. We're also very much focused on state house races. There have been groups on the Republican side who've been working and focused on that for the last 12 months. When I took over the party, we joined with them and became one of our priorities as well. So yes, we want to take back the state house, and as a party, and we're trying to lay the platform and establish the structure that will enable us to take back the Senate and win the governor's race in 2026.
Has America become, and Michigan, become too partisan?
I think so. All right. I mean, I worked on the intelligence reform bill after 9/11. I worked, very positively with Jane Harman, a liberal Democrat from California, Susan Collins, a moderate, Republican from, the Northeast, and Joe Lieberman, an independent. And you know what? We were all competent. We liked each other. We knew something needed to get done, and we got it done. And we passed, intelligence reform with huge bipartisan majorities in both the House and the Senate. That's how it's supposed to work.
How concerned are you about the security and the integrity of the voting process here in Michigan and across the nation? I recently heard Lisa Posthumous-Lyons on CNN, and she was talking about all the hard work they've done on the west side of the state to make sure that this is a fair process and that you can trust the process.
I mean, and we've done a tremendous amount of work as a Republican Party, both at the national and at the state level, to do that, highlighting areas where we thought there were valid concerns. In some cases, having to file lawsuits, going through the courts. We're doing everything that we can, that when we wake up on Wednesday morning, we all, as Republicans and Democrats, can accept the results because it was a clean election.
Well, that's it for today. Don't forget to vote. Election Day is Tuesday, November the 5th. The polls are open from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. And don't forget to tune in to our Inside Michigan's African American Vote special at 1 o'clock this afternoon over on TV 20 Detroit. I'm Chuck Stokes. Good day.